Right, hi fellas. Not really sure if I'm live properly. So I've got a bit of an oddment with the screen here at the moment. I'll give it a few minutes, and if I don't see any activity in the live chat, I'll restart it again. I've got a feeling YouTube's gone a bit crazy. So if there is someone here, just type a message, hello or whatever. Just as some additional backup, I'll go on to Zello. So if anyone is chatting, just let me know on Zello. I'm just going online now. "21 people in here. Let me just have a look, see if I can't sort this. I've got a little... That's one of life's little mysteries. I've got Joel. Hi, Joel. Eddie's mum, Watcher, Paul Metalhead, Al Bast, Glenn Murray, Stefan, hi mate, Del Boy, 50p in the meter, yeah, not half. Dennis Watson, Simon Bell. Right, that's it. I've got the screen sorted out. I never did anything any different to what I normally did. So welcome aboard, everyone. I've got to be a little bit careful. And I've been working on the computer with help with some of you guys regarding the computer locking up. It's all been defragged. I've got everything on off, if you like, regarding the screensaver. I've run the resource monitor while I've been live streaming to monitor the CPU usage. It's under 50%, less than 20% of the RAM is being used. Really don't know. We'll see how we go. But yeah, welcome everyone. Thanks for showing up. Charlie Tango 11. Now, is that the mystery man, Charlie Tango 11? And just put down roughly where you are, because I think I did explain. I've got two Charlie Tango 11s, one a lot closer than the other to me, let's say. Eddie's mum said, good news about my garden shed. All the help was paid off. Yeah, no worries. Amazing what a bit of tinfoil will do. "26 Charlie Whiskey 128 Jake. Hi mate, how are you?" Someone else did ask on here. Or commented, Glenn Murray, welcome to the stream, mate. He said he was on CB back in the day and only come back a few weeks ago. What equipment are you using, mate? Let me guess, a 6900 and a silver rod. That's a guess. But you could have absolutely anything if you came on from years ago. Welcome back anyway. Just to let us know, Glenn, how much activity there is in your area. and whereabouts you are roughly. Okay, Charlie Tango 11, all understood. Yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it? You obviously followed that up because we've got two Charlie Tango 11s. The original one, which is here, it's been on since the year dot with the Charlie Tango site. Stefan says, Fred has inspired me to have a go at making some Guinness. Well, don't forget to share it when it turns up, mate. I don't know what that's about. Simon Bell said he enjoyed the video on the Lincoln too. Dennis Watson, can anyone let me know what they think of the Thunder Pole? You'd have to explain a little bit more. Come out with a Thunder Pole make rigs, Thunder Pole make swarm meters, Thunder Pole make mobile aerials, CB radios. Dennis Watson, you have to be a bit clearer. What Thunder Pole, mate? Colin Guntrip made a mistake with his little Yaesu 817, completely erased. All of the memories on there. Kev 63, I'm well. I think we're all doing all right at the minute. Glenn Murray says, yeah, Dennis, if you can, have a little look for what exactly it is that you want us to tell you. Oh, Stefan's just clarifying that Fred in the shed has made some Guinness. I've not had a notification about that video. The first I've heard of it, Stefan, is from you. Dennis Watson, again, you need to tell us what antenna. I mean, I don't use the much Moonraker stuff at all. I mean, I've got an Antron 99 as an aerial in the garden. I've got a President Texas for the car. I don't think any of my kit's got Moonraker on it, not by choice, just the way it goes. DX Scotland, that'll be Mr. Chris. Says, how did I get on checking the frequency of the Amstrad? Not had a chance to look at it, Chris. Anas Patel, hi all, a 26 Alpha Yankee Papa 001, blimey, that's a call and a half, isn't it? Calling in from the East Midlands. First time on the live stream. Yeah, welcome. There's, just get stuck in, tell people what you've got, where you are, where you started, anything. Yeah, Mr. Charlie Tango 11, catch you soon, mate. And I did get the picture. I'll tell everyone, don't you worry. Dipsy says about the tobacco tin antenna. It ain't going to be no good for CB. The things, this antenna that Dipsy's on about, it's like a little vertical with 4 little ground planes. Must be about this high. I don't know what band it's for, but it's well high up. Smady boy, oi, how you doing, mate? Good chatting with you the other day on Zello about the computer. Now, fingers crossed that this thing don't crash and burn again. I double checked all the settings, Swady Boy and Alan Albast. Everything was still on never shut down. Since our little chat, I've also done some private live streams for over an hour without any problems at all. One of the live streams I did was with the Canon 800D as the webcam. No worries. Anyway, lads, the last few days been a little bit hectic. Loads of people have offered me help and advice regarding the Amstrad with the channels duplicating. Now, I did actually double check that channel 1 works, channel 40 works, and it does. But channel 25 is also channel 40, and so is 26, I believe. Someone's actually going to do me a video on the phase lock loop. I'll have to sort of try and play catch up because I'm a bit clueless with all that stuff. But, you know, I'm not stupid on the same token. Yeah, Swady Boy. If it don't go off in 16 minutes, I'll have to give you an address so you can send me that $5. Anas Patel, what is your actual name? Is it Anas? Just in English, that sounds a bit, you know. Currently running a 6900N, 9900 version 4. Some sort of battery. It's the Ariel's Hawkins Thunderpole and a KL203. Yeah, sounds like a good thing. Mr. Eric from Belgium, welcome. Hope you're well. Phaser, hi. Okay, no worries, Anas. Well, Anas, I'll just call you that. But yeah, welcome to the stream, everybody. Thanks for showing up. Alan had 3 division, quite loud. Pretty rare from the home base. Okay, home QTH is the Leicester area. I used to deliver up there, and I remember, I don't know how many years ago, there used to be someone that was used to direct traffic, you know, like the old truck drivers would come along 19 for directions, you know, to so-and-so, so-and-so. Oh, I remember this guy had a K-tone, Roger Bleep. And I could hear him from Bedford on that hill that I used to sit up from the car. I never could get back to him. He used to kick out a fair bit of power. Okay, has anyone else bought any new kit? And while you're all sort of thinking about have you, haven't you, or something on your wish list, if you could see this side, because I did the video on the Amstrad, I did the video on the Mark II Plus Lincoln, and also did one yesterday of how to wire up the capo to at what the function of the wires were and whatnot. Do you know what? I spent ages on it, and the first one I did, it came up to about 11:30, dumped it on the computer, and it was trash, absolute trash. I had to redo it all again. So rather than rewire the same capo. I've got two capos here. I've got the other one, and because it had been wired to a 6900, the RX wire had been cut off, so I had to redo the whole job again. So in here, it's just a wash with bits. I've got cameras, chargers, rigs. I've still got my precision screwdrivers, my soldering iron, energy saving light bulbs by the dozen, various tools. It's been a bit manic, but I will get round to the Amstrad. Someone said it probably needs a bit of screwdrivering. Well, that's not me. I think unless you really know what you're doing, going in a rig with a screwdriver, you know, it's just asking for trouble. But I will tell you, while everyone's chatting away on here, if anyone watched me wiring up the capo mic, it was late, okay, and I haven't got, you know, them little helping hands, little crocodile clips. I've had a couple of sets in my day, but I ain't got any right now. And I said during the video, I'm not doing this the easiest way, because I was having to sort of hold the end of the plug. You know, I half thought of sticking it in a rig and soldering it that way, but I thought, no, I'd do it freehand. Anyway, it went through and worked. Well, someone made a comment about soldering a crocodile clip to a piece of wire. Now, unbeknown to this guy, I had a crocodile clip somewhere, but I just could not find it for love nor money. Well, I found it now. It's about the size that you get on a battery charger. And all I could have done was just clip the mic there just to stabilize it and then soldered it. But I thought I will have a look for a bit of wire, and I thought at a push I can use a bit of coat hanger. If I make it long enough, I can make it flex, you know. Well, bugging me, I goes out in my shed, and in my, what I call my radio toolbox, I've got one piece of wire. It's about 1 mil thick. So that will get soldered onto here, and I'll make myself a helping hand, but I ain't even had time to do that. DX Scotland bought an X-Phase QRM eliminator, and it's working well. Chris, what sort of difference in noise level have you got there, mate? Yes, Wadey boy clips the mic lead to your tape measure. Yeah, that's a good idea, mate. It's just, it was one of them. It was the second time round, but it was a bit like a dog and a bone. I thought, I'm doing this video. Deb thought I was absolutely mental. She goes, you've been up there for hours. I said, yeah, I know I have. I ain't letting it beat me. So yeah, I did it in the end. Darren Barwick said he couldn't see Wednesday's live feed. The computer went wrong, and then I restarted the stream. Now, through technical reasons, let's call it, one part of the stream was better than the other. So what I did, I stuck them on private, and I thought I'll download them both, put them in my video editing software, join them together with some sort of blurb in the middle saying what happened. But I found that when I downloaded the live stream, for some reason there was no chat, so it was just me looking at the computer, and I thought that, you know, so I'm not sure. I might even delete them streams. Yeah, Stefan uses a tiny bench voice. I've actually got one of them things about that big. I bought it off eBay a few years ago. The build quality of it is lousy, but I couldn't find that either. Glenn Murray said he would love a Serio 5000. Well, Glenn, we've had this chat amongst the lads many times. I've had, this is going back, I don't know how many years, with the Serio range. The first one I got that I can remember, it was a Serio Megawatt 3000, good aerial. A long while later, I bought myself the ML145, and then I virtually immediately replaced that with a Megawatt 4000, right? And I did a comparison. The Megawatt 4000 is definitely better than the ML145, but not by as much as you'd think. About 1S point, maybe a little bit more. So then, one frosty morning, I'm screwing my aerial on, and on the Megawatt, where the coil is, you've got like a plastic case, if you like. I was screwing it on, and there was all frost all around the top of the mag mount. And I sort of forced it a little bit. Now the plastic case slid on the inner bit, and I sort of clocked that it happened. There was no harm done, it worked and everything. I thought I'll replace that. So I started looking around, and I saw the Serio Turbo 5000. There's two versions. There's a Serio Turbo 5000 and the Serio Performer 5000. Cut long story short, I got the turbo, stuck it on the car on the way to work. Bearing in mind, all the people I spoke to, I used to speak to the same lads every morning and every night on the way home, and they all said my signal was down. I was pretty hacked off about that. So I got shot of it, went back to the Megawatt 4000. So yeah, I got a bit duped there. It's like the 5/8 waves by Serio. I mean, I had one years and years ago, 20, maybe, I don't know, 25 years, mate. That seems a bit too long. And I had a Serio. I remember what it was now. It was a Serio 2012, right? Quite an elaborate thing for its time. Quite some time later, a lot of people were using the 827. And just recently, you got the 2012, which I've actually got. You got the 2016. It's all these higher numbers that make people think, well, I've got to get that. I bet there's not a fag paper in it. Yeah, well done, Anna. I've heard that as well. People were transmitting. Thrillhausen, hi. Joel says he needs a new whip for his 5000 and his 3000. Are they Wilsons or are they Serios, Joel? Darren Barwick, the Turbo 5000, no. I wouldn't have a light with an aerial on it, to be honest, because that's just a gimmick. All of you guys should know me better. I'm more of a nuts and bolts man rather than bells and whistles. Yeah, no worries, Glenn. Don't get me wrong, the Turbo 5000 was all right. It wasn't a terrible antenna. Anna X, hi. Generally speaking, with antennas, bigger is better. You know, it's got a lot of people. I don't know whether you might see this. I've got an aerial. I bought it out of the shed. I was tempted to throw it in the bin like I did with a Murphy. Oh my God. I've got something to show you, all right? Don't laugh. Now I've got an aerial on the side as well as all the other stuff. It's a Wilson little wheel. A job my mate gave me it, and in the end, don't ask me why, he started cutting it down, and he reckoned he only cut that much off. Well, I put a 15 amp terminal block on the end with a bit of coat hanger, and I chopped it and chopped it and chopped it, couldn't get the bloody thing to swell in. Eventually, I got it down to virtually nothing. Oh my God. No better off with this table than the old one. When I went to channel 1, it was fine. When I went to channel 40, it was nearly in the red. I managed to bring it down to about 1.5. Went to the other end of the scale. Absolute nightmare. It might be damaged in actual fact. I'm going to strip it and have a look. Colin Guntrip says, does it make much difference if you solder the PL259 plug tip or not? I would say solder it, definitely. You might get away with it on a temporary basis, but if it gets any like corrosion on it, you know, you're just really asking for trouble. For a 10-minute soldering job, you might as well solder it. Joel says the modulator's working very well. Yeah, they're a good aerial and modulator. Stefan says, where's Albert? He's probably round Fred's house helping him drink that Guinness, isn't he? Colin Wiltshire says the little wheel stripped down the coming up. Do you know what? I'm not a lover of small aerials, if I'm honest. And when my mate told me he'd bought himself a little wheel because he saw one on YouTube, I thought, come on, mate. You know, he's always asking me, what's the best aerial, what rig, you know, and all this. But, you know, he just fancied the little wheel. We bought it, and when he said he got it and it was rubbish, I said, look, mate, I've been telling you for how long? Paul Edwards. Neighbours can be so funny. I don't know if you've actually got home base at the minute, but you could make something like one of them 2LTs, string it up in a tree or just randomly put it up. If people don't know what stuff is, they're not interested. The minute they think something might be a bit of an eyesore or anything like that, any interference, anything that goes wrong in their life, they'll blame it on that aerial. Not everyone, of course, but some. Yeah, Eric, I mean, I've been around aerials long enough. You are right what you say. Maybe my mate was trying to tune it for 10 metres, but he's a CBer. He does use the 10-metre band as well. But I always think that cutting an aerial is almost like a sin. You know, I've seen so many people, oh, yeah, I've been chopping my aerial down. And if someone don't know what they're doing, they're chopping off big chunks like that. Before you know it, you're looking at a new whip. Colin Granttrip says, come down and program these frequencies in my AC. Sorry, mate, you're on your own there, mate. Every man for himself, isn't it? Yeah, Joel, I've never driven with a tank whip. I've seen it done back in the day, you know, back in the day, the old Mark III Cortina and the Vivas. I remember a guy locally, it's probably more than one, they had like the fiberglass 9-foot thing. It's more of a fashion statement than anything. Annas, yes, I've been on holiday with my CB. Glenn, if you've got the Sirio ML145, don't worry about it. Pardon me. As long as your mag mount is not sat on a ridge and it's on your flat roof, 60, 70 mile an hour, no problem. Yes, Wadey boy, yeah, tell me about it. I ain't going to lie and say I've never had some ear roll from taking a rig or being on the rig too long or whatever. AM for music's part of CB, mate. You get interference come through, turn your volume down till you've driven away from that area. Yeah, Joel, likewise. I've never been abroad. I never took my CB abroad, but as most of you'll know, I did go to America. I think it was Franklin County in part of Virginia. And there was a CB dragged out of an old shed and an old aerial, and I could hear people. It was an old AM set, but no one heard me. I think the set was made about the same time that Noah built the ark. Yeah, BBK saying that is something weird about an aerial that's supposed to be pre-tuned. Never take any pre-tuned aerials. That's it, being a gospel. Every aerial you put up, stick it on an SWR meter as practice, of course. It's a bit like when you get in your car in the morning, when you walk around it, just make sure you ain't got a flat tyre. Gary Seed, looking through the sunroof and seeing how far back. Yeah, I've got a video in mind of that, to be honest. I won't sort of say too much about it. But I do want to do a comparison between the President Texas, how much that bends against the Megawatt 4000. I mean, Megawatt still works fine, but I just always use the Texas for a minute. Yeah, Glenn, tell the wife. Don't even get me started with that. I can't say too much, can I? Because it's all down on tape, evidence. Swady boy, you still here? There's something I wanted to ask you. I'll just wait for Swady boy. Yeah, Chris, as in DX Scotland's been watching some old. Swady boy, have you got me address? Because you've lost your fiver, mate. We're 34 minutes in. This is where it all goes, isn't it? Old CB stuff. Yeah. I love YouTube. You know, there's all sorts here. And then in the next few days, or it might even be a couple of weeks away, I'm going to go outside the box with a video that I'm going to do. Totally off topic. You know that you stuck your head straight in a noose there, Swady boy. It's weird, isn't it? So it's 35 minutes. I'm going to give it the hour. And in all the excitement to get myself organised for this stream, normally my webcam is plugged into the back of the tower. And now I've plugged it in the front. So, and it's, well, if you could see this setup there, I think you'd be quite surprised how disorganised it is. I've not got anything incriminating on this bench at the moment, and that's basically what it is. This table's like a workbench, so yeah, I was going to show you, I just can't be arsed now. Be a bit embarrassing maybe in years to come when I win the lottery. God, look at all that rubbish all over there. Yeah, okay, Joel, mum's the word, mate. Adrian Obby says PC building. Is that what you're doing, Adrian? Joel mentions the skip. Yeah, it'd be nice when the skip comes back, and some warmer weather as well. Stefan says, have I got Norton? That's actually a BSA. If you're talking about antivirus, no, I've not got Norton. I was using Bitdefender until recently, the free version. Oh, in my next video, Adrian. It's weird, you know, because a lot of you guys, I've noticed, will type something to me. I'm thinking, what? Yeah, Stefan, I know what you meant, mate. At the minute, I've got the, is it Windows Defender? And I've also got another piece of software running. In actual fact, this is the Swady boy and the others. I'm just going to do something on my computer so it don't fall asleep, because I hate all this having to restart the stream and that. So I'll just type in hello. Yeah, Swady boy, you're probably right there, mate. You are probably right. Something just flew past my camera. I don't know, it might have been a moth or something, but something, it was a bit bigger than normal. AM for music says, is there any merit in having a coaxial down leads in 9-foot lengths or multiples? What I was always told by people that are supposed to be the experts when I started is to avoid multiples of quarter waves in your feeder. So if I needed 18 foot of coax, I would cut 20. Okay. Now, when I got into it a little bit further and did the amateur thing, albeit just the foundation license, and I started getting myself ATUs and whatnot, in one of the ATUs, it actually said on it, it was an MFJ 949E manual tuner, brilliant bit of kit. It actually said on there to avoid quarter waves in your feeder because it can cause high impedance or something like that. Most people don't take blind bit of notice and get along just fine. Yeah, Stefan, done that, mate. Me, Swady Boy, and Alan Albars, we was all on Zello the other day. Must have been on there for, it seemed like about an hour. We all had a good old chat about what might be wrong with my PC. We actually done that. Everything is set to not go to sleep ever. Crowhurst 123 says, hi Steve, keep on trekking. I'm going to be around for a while yet, as long as the old ticker holds out. Tim the Hampshire Hog says, are the capo mics worth the money over the stock 9900? Now, people in here are going to give their opinion. I'll give mine, okay? Everyone was raving on about the capo, so I went and bought one from Knights. Pre-wired for the 9900. Found it an absolute nightmare. Bearing in mind the lads that I used to talk to on the way and on the way back, they was all used to hearing me on the 9900. Everyone was always throwing flowers at me. So I was the first one on the 305 net to have the 9900. Lots of the others followed suit. Pucker Dave, Jim down there, he's in North London somewhere. So it's Pucker Dave, Jim, 2 or 3 other people. Everyone sounded great, and everyone was used to hearing me sounding, I wouldn't say great, but like I was on a 9900. The minute I put the capo on it, be Steve, you're over the top. Steve, I can hear more traffic noise than what I can use. Steve, there's a little bit of feedback, or I think you've got a bit of RF in your audio. Came out of the car, ditched the idea. If it was me, Tim, because the 9900 stock mic, a lot of people that have had the rig for a long time find that when they key up and dekey, the channels, the rig will skip the channel. If you give the PTT a little squirt of switch cleaner, it normally stops it for a while. Me personally, if I had a 9900 and I was looking to get another mic for it, I would buy a brand new stock mic and keep that as spare. Not knocking the capo mics on other rigs, it sound banging. I had one on my Lincoln 2 Plus. Chaz Wazza is saying about the 9-foot lamps being a myth. I'm only telling you what I read on an MFJ manual tuner, which was allegedly built by professionals. There's got to be some sort of theory there. Yeah, I Am for Music got a capo for the Lincoln and it was worse than the stock mic. Barry James only got a short stop. Yeah, don't worry, Barry. It's good to see you in here, mate. It's horses for courses. Now, I've heard the capos on 6900s, particularly on FM. To me, that's where they seem to shine. They're quite powerful, but they're a cheap thing, isn't they? They're not like the quality that you used to get years ago. I'm just looking here. I've got another power mic that I use on a McKinley. I do believe I showed you it. Again, that's only a cheapo thing. See, this is where really people should come in it for a bit of advice, because most of us are singing the same song, but you might have one person say, you know, I've got a Road Devil on my rig, you know, but 50 quid. I mean, I'm with Alan, Mr. Albast. I went out and bought a brand new one from, I can never remember the name of the place in Northampton. Is it Thunderpole, I think? Looked nice. Didn't like it at all. I actually got a video of my mate, the one who's since passed away. I was on a 6900 and he was filming me on a Yaesu 857, I think it was. I sounded a little bit like that. Very nasally, clunk click every the 49 quid. And the PTT switch on my one sounded like it had worn out. It was horrible. Ended up having to lubricate it up with WD-40. And I know people are going to be like, oh, I shouldn't put WD-40 on one, but I did, and it cleared it up for a while. They're just using the aesthetic name. Barry James. Put a diode inside his capo and it stopped the increased noise. Picked up. I'll have to take your word for that. That's what your mic game's for. But being a mobile, when I was working, all I wanted to do was get in the car, put the aerial on, start, and go, pick the mic up and say, right, who's on the 305 this morning? You know, I'm half asleep at that time. I used to leave about 6:30 in the morning. Swady boy, nah, don't sell the teardrops anymore, mate. All the K40s, I don't believe. Now, I always wanted a K40, the speech processor. And when I mentioned it, there was a couple of lads that have had them in the past and they absolutely hated them. Oh, here we go. My monitor's now gone off, so it's back on. What the hell just happened there? Yeah, I think I've got. I think I was right with what I said about hack, because now all my chat's gone. I've got some image here. So if someone's hacked me, can you kindly unhack me so I can see what these lads are saying? And that was at 48 minutes. See if I can't alter the size of my screen this end. See if I can't see anything else on the screen. No. Right, that's it, lads. I'm going to end this stream, unfortunately.
You're coming through okay though, Steve, there's no problems.
Yeah, that's weird, because my end, the chat section has gone. So I'll tell you what, I will hang about for a little while. I'll just go back to where I was with the screen, my end, because there's nothing here. That I can see where I can change anything. I've got stream, webcam, manage, send feedback. No, I'd say that I've been hacked here, lads. I'll tell you what I'm seeing on my screen. It's gone off again now. This is what I'm seeing on my screen here. That. So I'll end the stream and just start it again for another 10 minutes. But I'll end this one by saying thanks everyone for coming along. And remember that image, because I've got no idea what it is. I'll see you in about 2-3 minutes, fellas.